Hello, Julie here and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to do my first video for my design teamwork for Paper Inspirations. Now it is, I got this uniquely creative paper pack in my kit, and it's the Juniper and Sage paper collection. So I thought that I've already been busy and did some fussy cutting from one of the sheets there, and I'm going to use that probably to embellish this, but I love this paper. I just love the way that looks like a crunched up piece of paper, and the back of it is a nice light colour. So I saw this little folder that I'm going to make, and I think it was a couple of years ago I reckon I saw it, and if I can find the video I'll link it in the description box below. But first of all we have to cut this down to a 10-inch square. In point of actual fact, I think it was actually Sue from Paper Inspirations who had the video that I saw on how to make this, and I'll definitely check that out and see if I can put the link in the description box below. So we're cutting this so that it's 10 inches square. So what we want to do is we want to have the inside pattern facing out. So I'm going to have this on the outside of my folder and this on the inside, so I'm folding it like that. Now I think that's right from memory. So I'm matching that up. Try and get it as close to square as you can, and then just use your bone folder to score that down. And then we fold it again. So now we're going to put that to that. Now if you don't get it perfectly square, you can always trim it up afterwards, but try and get it as close as possible. I guess you could score it and fold it, but I don't know. I don't know whether that would be any better or not. And now we can burnish that fold as well. So there we have our paper. Now I'm going to take my ink and I'm going to ink around all of the edges and all of the folds. Okay, so it was like that and like that. So you see it's not quite perfect there, but we'll fix that up when we come to it. Now I've got the folded side to my left, so now we're going to fold this down and we're going to bring that right down to this corner. Like so. And I'm going to score that, or burnish that. Not score it, burnish it. Okay. So now we're going to then bring this one in and fold that in there and roll that down to, say, about that far, and burnish that. And then the same with the next one. So I'm leaving about the same amount there and about here, so bring that in a little bit more, so about like that. and bring that in about square. I'm trying to get that to come so that it's about level. So about like that. And burnish that down. Now we can ink around that. And I will ink around these, even though probably, you know, you're not going to see all of them. You'll see a bit of them, but not all of them. So let's have a look what we've got. There we go. We've got that. Now I'm going to go and sew around mine. We want this to be loose because we want to be able to open that for a bit of hidden journaling there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew around this piece. I'm going to sew around this piece. I'm going to sew around the outside edge of each piece. I'll try that and see what that looks like. And then I'm going to sew along here so I seal that bottom section up, and I'm going to sew up here so I seal the side up. I don't want to stitch this piece at all, so when I'm stitching into this corner I need to make sure that I miss that piece, but I am going to sew around that whole thing. Alright, well I'll go and do my stitching and then I will be back. If you're not stitching, of course, you would glue along here, just stick that down, then you would glue along here, stick that down, and glue along here and stick that down. You would leave these top bits open, just a bit more room for our tags and, or whatever we choose to put in there to go in there. How much inking along that fold? Okay. Alright, I'll do my stitching and I'll be right back. So there we go, I've stitched around it. Now basically what I did was I stitched around each of those panels. So I started at the top there, stitched around, right down and then back across. And then this one at the back I just did back and down, and then this one I lifted that up and stitched this piece, then I put that down and stitched this piece here. So there are lots of strings. I have used grey cotton on this, and I think I might just trim those strings off up here. They're quite, well, they're basically gone. All gone there. And the ones down the bottom here, take these off. And I might leave the ones on the bottom. The person I'm sending this to can then choose whether they want to leave them on there or cut them off. That's completely up to them. Now, I'm pretty sure it was Sue that did this. She had a closure and she used some labels. Well, I'm going to use some fussy cut pieces in this pack. As I said, I have already cut quite a few of them out, and I'm going to use one of those. Now there's this admit 1 ticket. Thought I might use that. And because you'll be able to see both sides of it, she stuck two together. And in here there are two shorter ones, so these are like they were at the end of the strip, so I'm going to stick those two together and use those if they're going to be long enough. Yeah, I think they will be. Yep, so I'll use those. So first of all, I'm going to go this back piece. So I'm going to just cut a piece of this off and this one, and then stick this together. Around the edge of that. Just going to fold that over there. So as I get that to fold right on that crease, right where, you know, I cut that piece off. Now I'm going to take a bit of glue, put that on there, and attach that here. I want that to be on there, buttered right up to the edge of that. So that's going to hold that flap closed. Well, to put a little something else on there to hold that in place. What else have I got on here? In here, I mean. What about something like that? Might use something like that, I think. Just a little ink around the edge of it. Like so. So I'm going to add glue to about 2/3 of this and attach that on there where I want that to sit. I'm just going to let that dry for a minute. Now another thing that was in my kit for this month, let me just check that I've got that straight. Pretty good, I think. Was this uniquely creative tops and tails, tags, tops and tails die. So I'm going to use that to cut some tags to put in here. Now this paper is like a white based paper, so I'm thinking that I might cut my tags in white cardstock. Normally I would, and I have already gone ahead and cut a whole heap of tags because I know I'm going to be using that a lot, and I've cut it in a lot of creamy coloured cardstocks, an assortment of creams, but I think that I would like a more of a white. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for a white. So, and it cuts two sizes, so it cuts that size and it also cuts this size. So I might do, right, I think I'll do all this size. I think they'll be fine. Yeah, 3 of those. Or would I want a smaller one for the front? Let's have a look. Could put a smaller one in the front. What do you think? I'll cut a couple of each, and I'll cut 3 of each and see what I decide. And I'll go and cut those in white cardstock because, as I said, I've cut some, but I've cut them in creamy coloured cardstock because that's what I normally use. But being as how this paper has got like a white background to it instead of a cream background, I'm feeling like I should do, although if I use that paler, because you're not really going to see it, because I'm going to decorate it. What do you reckon? What do you think? No, I think I will go and cut some white ones and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've cut 3 of each size, and I've just noticed that this one here has got a bit of a, you know, printer's mark on it. So, and I have tried in here the sizes that I like, and I like 3 big ones. So I'm going to go for 3 big ones, and they'll sit in there like that. So that's what I'm going for. Now that die also has like tops and tails, and that's these. So they have this top that fits perfectly on there, like so. So you've got just that little border around it, just that little border around, and there's also one that can go on the bottom. Now this one, that goes like that. This one can go that way, which is probably the way I would do it, or you can do it that way too if you want to. You could round the corners on that and have the scallop bit at the bottom facing up. So I think I might do one of my tags in that style. I've also got this pattern paper from the paper pack, and I thought I might use this to decorate my tags as well. Now where's the one that had the printing on the back? That one. Let's do that one first so that I know I've got that one sorted. Otherwise I might go ahead and do something and forget about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a strip of pattern paper. So let's cut a, what's my tag? Almost 2 3/4. It's 2 3/4 inches wide. So I'm just going to cut a strip 2 inches wide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach that on there like that so that it overlaps a little. A bit longer than it needs to be. So that's about the right way up. I'll stick that on there. put that piece from there like so. So I could take that out to that side. Now I will sew around these tags when I'm finished, so I don't have to make sure that I get my glue right to the edge, but if you're not sewing around it, you do need to make sure that you get your glue right out to the edge of this. Okay. Now on the front side here, I'm just going to use these tops and tails, and either one, this will probably be the front. Now I'm going to trim around this. I could probably run this through my die cutting machine and recut this so that I've got these pieces off. Okay. Now on this side I'm going to put one of these. I'm going to ink around the edge of this before I attach it because it's got that little border, and when I have finished I will ink around the whole tag, but that won't reach these pieces. So we get some glue around that hole. So if you line your hole up, then everything else should be even. And the same for the bottom piece, I'll ink around that first. So this will be the back of the tag where you would do your writing. This will be the front. Now I'm going to get something to put over this, and I think I'm going to put some lace or some ribbon there, so just give me a minute and I'll get something and I'll be right back. Oh, hang on. There is this. It might not be wide enough. Do that. Just fits in there perfectly. So perhaps that's what I should do. Add that to it. Then I can add a little something on there. I think I've got a little label I can put on there. So maybe I'll do that. Perhaps I should ink this now. There we go. And if I trim around that, then I can ink around the edge of the whole thing. So, do I need to add something else? Do I need to add, I think, not sure, come back to that. That's one. think I might do all of the backs like this to start with, and then I'll work on the fronts. So I will fast forward this and start talking again when I've got these packs finished. Okay, so what I did was I ended up using some of this paper here, and I die cut the die again, and I've covered the back of the card with that, or that's going to be the front of the tag, and I've put the top and the bottom on the back of the card so that you can write in here. And I've taken it to my sewing machine and I've stitched around it, and I can tell you that stitching around this part is not fun. Very hard to get that nice and even. As a matter of fact, I don't think I managed to get it right, any of them. But anyway, that's as far as I've got at the moment. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add an eyelet to each one of those. I have inked around the edges of each one as well. Now, this one here has got that paper on the other side, so I have to put the hole through that. That's right. But the others, just put that out of there. Now, I've got some white eyelets here, so I'm going to use white eyelets on it. Oh, I want front of the eyelet on the front of the tag, don't I? So that can go there, and then this goes on there like so, and then squeeze it tight so we've got our eyelet on there. And I'll do the same for these two. So the plain section is the front at this stage. That's that one, and that one. There we go. So each of them have got an eyelet now. Now then, I've got, this was also in my design team kit, and it's the Velum Creative Cuts for Juniper and Sage. I thought I might try some of these on here. So they're a Velum, I don't think, oh yeah, I think they could be a sticker. I'll need to play around with that, see if it's a sticker. I thought I might add a leaf and some sort of floral embellishment. What have we got there? A kookaburra. Perhaps I could put something like that on there. That on one. And perhaps a flower on the other one. Perhaps something like so. Now I've also got some lace here, and I was wondering if I wanted to add some lace. I thought I might add some lace to this. And I thought I could add that to that and attach that on there. What do we think? Okay, so do I want lace on these at all? No, I don't think so. Is that enough? perhaps if I put a label, I've got some labels somewhere. I've actually got some labels here that I have fussy cut. From some printables, and I can put a link to the printables in the description box as well. So perhaps I could put a label there for my kookaburra to sit upon. It should sit more up like that, I think. Something like that. Or do I just want something like that on there? I could put the label in the circle, although I do like those two together, and perhaps I could put that label there like that. Let's stick these two together for starters. Just put the up there, and then make sure I've got this up the right way. And bring that out like that. Then I'm going to ink the edge of this first. This label, I've only printed these onto normal copier paper, so they're not very thick or sturdy, but that won't matter because I've got like cardstock. This is the label itself is 300 GSM cardstock, so that is, right, put that in there like that maybe. Yep. There we go. So I'm going to go with that. Oh, I didn't end up putting any lace on it, but that's okay. So I'm not going to put lace on any of them, so that's fine. So let's stick this label down. Let's ink around it first. Straight. Now let's see if this comes off. And now this one. Okay. Okay, so that's that one. Now we'll do the same for this one. If anyone's got a trick way of separating these, I'd love to hear it. Someone said to me you use a pokey tool, but I can't see how that works. nicely push down. Okay, so that's our 3 tags. Now some ribbon for the tops, and I've got this silk ribbon and it's variegated, so it depends on what part of the ribbon you happen to strike, so that's what I'm going to use. I'm just going to thread that through. Through there. Thread those through there. So there we have a tag. Okay, so there's our 3 tags. They're all writing space on the back. They have some strings hanging down here. That's up to the person that gets this whether they want to keep them or not. Here's our little pocket that we made, and this opens like that for some hidden journaling in there. And then that goes back under there. This is all now in place. So we can pop that one in there, that one in there, and that one in there. Okay, so there we have it. That's our little project for today. A little ephemera holder. So we've got 3 tags. You can put other ephemera in there if you want to. You could put little pockets on the back of those tags and put more ephemera in there as well. There's still plenty of room in there actually, and you can attach it with 3 sides and have a pocket behind it when you put it into your journal. So there we go. So there we have it, my first project for the design team over at Paper Inspirations. I'll put all the links in the description box below so that you can pop over and check out the goodies that Sue has in her shop. I'll also put a link to the video that I watched that showed me how to make these. I think it was a couple of years ago, but I'll check on that and put it in the description box. Yeah, so thanks for being here, and I hope you can join me when I post my next video. Okay, bye.